Maniacs, it is time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the SinCal Studios. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis ready to break you off some MMA news. Of course, we have UFC 222 going down this weekend, as well as Bellator happening. We have fights from last week to recap as well. And with that being said and done, there's plenty of news, so we might as well go ahead and jump on into it. If you're looking for a place to watch the pay-per-view this weekend, look no further than Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime is going to be on having the UFC now, all the pay-per-views.
All of them starting this weekend, right?
Starting this weekend, which is kind of cool, except for the fact that, me personally, I am a Amazon Prime member. I mean, why wouldn't you be if you're ordering from Amazon at this point in your life?
What if you have somebody else that lives with you that's already a Prime member?
That works.
Would you also have a Prime membership?
Better.
That's even better.
Would you have dual Prime memberships is what I'm saying.
I think we actually do, but
Dueling
it's
Prime memberships?
until one lapses.
Got
like
it.
the other
Have
person.
an Optimus Prime membership?
I
Yes.
have for 30
Yes.
days, only for 30 days.
So yeah, I'm an Amazon Prime member. I don't get a fucking discount. It's still $64.99.
Oh God, what would you get a discount for?
Because I'm an Amazon Prime member.
It's a UFC.
I'm already paying for
Did
a
you get a
thing.
discount when you had it on Xbox Live?
No.
Exactly.
But I don't understand.
Do you get a discount when you're a UFC Fight Pass member?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
It's included in your Fight Pass, isn't it?
To watch the pay-per-views? No.
Oh, to get pay-per-views?
No, isn't it cheaper?
I don't think so.
No?
Same price.
See, I don't understand. You're giving them one more outlet to watch the UFC. Who fucking cares?
Yeah,
Apparently you.
No, I'm like, I would rather watch it. I would rather watch it. Oh shit! I would rather watch it on another avenue.
Called me on it.
Well,
I'd rather watch it on another avenue than Amazon.
But see, this works for me because I only watch TV on my Fire Stick anyway. So I
We're totally supposed to have a talk about profanity.
Why?
Yes.
We'll talk about it after this show.
Yes, we have it. We have tons of it.
Yeah.
Things
Right.
happen.
Probably we should
Tone it down.
tone it down.
I am not going to censor my fucking shelf for this
Okay.
show.
All right. Even if it means people putting our stream in Shadowland.
What's Shadowland?
Exactly.
Are we on the dark web now?
That's not a thing. Is that a game?
It's a thing.
Oh, that's Shadowrun.
And we're there.
Did we get shadow banned?
We're there.
We got Shadow Band.
I think that's where we got 4,000 views this week was from the dark web. Because I don't know where they came from. Some place called Hiawassee, Georgia. Somebody watched this 4,000 times. You know what the population of Hiawassee, Georgia is?
4,000.
800. 800
Shut up.
to 1,000. Yeah.
That's really weird.
Somebody was totally playing a banjo, rubbing one out to our show. Or somebody has a server there.
So my thing is though, that, what theory with the whole thing being on Amazon is, do you think that the UFC is testing the waters now that the Fox deal is almost over, that they may put it only on Amazon?
No, I think it's for cord cutters.
Oh, no.
That's it?
I think it's just for cord cutters.
Okay.
I
can see that.
Yeah, because I don't have cable or anything.
Yeah, that's
course
totally
you don't.
my guess. And on the Fire Stick,
Do you share your Wi-Fi with your neighbor?
No.
Do you steal his Wi-Fi?
Yes. I think so. For me, if I'm on Amazon, if I
Hey, a
have
bunch
the
of
Fire
people were
Stick,
talking about you stealing people's
if I'm on the Fire Stick, I can download an app where I can watch UFC pay-per-views.
Right.
I can download an app where I can watch WWE pay-per-views.
Very true.
But if I can just watch it on Prime, I don't have to download any of that shit because Prime is already on the stick. And so many people are getting this Fire Stick now that it kind of
got
makes
the
sense.
Roku.
The Roku, but I mean,
Yeah, I got the Roku for the bedroom and I have the Xbox.
But then you
in
get the
room.
Fire Stick and you go, "Hey Alexa, order UFC 222 on my Fire Stick," and Alexa goes, "Okay."
Alexa
ordering.
goes, I can't hear you.
So this
Ordering
is from,
Tide Pods.
This is from a source.
Damn it! I didn't say snacks.
My source says looks like UFC TV is going to be split, Fox and maybe NBC, then selling Fight Pass to Facebook, Amazon, or YouTube. A live contender series to replace Tough.
Is it Brandon Chubb? Is that who
I'm just saying.
your source is?
I don't
thought he doesn't
know.
like us.
I don't.
We'll get to his
know.
story
I'm
later.
Just saying.
Am I blocked from
Just
him too? I
remember,
think I'm
my
blocked from
source
him too.
kept bringing up this whole thing about Liddell and Tito.
Who hell, Liddell might be brain dead and
it
not be able
seems
to
like
get a
it's
medical
rearing
pass?
its ugly head again. Or they're rearing their two ugly
Did they
heads.
declare him conscious?
You see Groundhog? And you see his shadow?
Tito flat
It's
out
like
said
6
the
more weeks
UFC
of
won't medically
unconsciousness.
clear him, so that fight's never going to happen in the UFC.
Right. Well, they're supposed to happen in Bellator.
And then Tito was like, I'll go back to being retired. I'm cool.
Wait. I had this. Oh, fuck Blake Stevenson.
I thought we weren't cussing anymore.
No, we already fucked up this one.
We fucked up one time.
I believe that's like 6 fucks by now. That's 7. Damn it.
You
say
say,
it's fuck one more time. That's 37 fucks in this fucked up rhyme.
so wait, we can't. If we say it one time, then we can go to Shadowland?
I don't know. I'm gonna show you some stuff that's pretty weird when we get done here.
Weirder
I'm
than
having
normal?
childhood flashbacks, man.
Yeah.
Childhood flashbacks.
Yeah.
Weirder than normal.
No.
All right.
Well, not even our weird. Just stuff that I didn't realize happened, but I should have realized when the guy from France told us, your show is translated for us.
I remember we talked about that.
That right there should
Oh, the subtitles?
Right.
Oh, that's right. Cock and balls.
It's not subtitled, right? Bellator MMA has signed Jon Fitch. Remember, he just walked away from PFL because he didn't know if he was possibly fighting or not. So he has signed a multi-fight
fighting
he signed a multi-fight exclusive contract with Bellator.
All right. The backpack is back.
Yeah, I mean, how well do you think he'll do in Bellator? Remember, he was the one-time World Series of Fighting
Is
championship.
that the little backpack?
Welterweight.
Yeah, he's
He's the fanny pack.
the fanny pack.
That is not, dude. John Fitch, don't come kick my ass.
He's only like an hour away, man.
I know. I was just trying to think of what is like, a secondary to a backpack.
One
Fanny
of those
pack.
little mini backpacks.
Yeah, well, you know what? And
like the girls use as purses for a little while.
Rogan and those guys are always pushing the fanny pack. The fanny pack's a good thing.
Well, if we interviewed Mackenzie Dern, and I was worried because Machida's the backpack, and she talked about Machida being
Damian Maia.
Damian Maia. I'm sorry,
yeah.
Damian Maia. And I wanted to call her a purse, but then I felt like that might be insensitive.
Oh yeah, you're getting in trouble for that.
Yeah, so
Somebody asked her about her accent, by the way. Actually, Ariel Helwani asked her how do you feel about fans harping on your accent? She's
People like Blake Stevenson.
yeah, people. She's like, I don't
think
I don't
Whataburger's
care.
good.
She's like, I think, I guess it's a compliment. She was trying to figure out from talking. She's like, I don't know. She said that basically that'll change when they see her fight. So there you go.
There we go. All right.
They won't think she's faking an accent when they watch her fight.
No, they'll just forget all about it because they'll be more focused.
It's like,
on how she
did you
fights.
see her fight? Oh, that accent was real.
Is that Blake Stevenson that was saying all that stuff?
A lot of stuff. Yeah.
What do you mean you jumped on the thread and you didn't even know what was
I didn't
going
even look
on?
at his name.
I don't look at who the hell I'm arguing with. Just who's that guy.
Yeah,
He's like, my two buddies were involved and I was there.
I was there. He's anti-science.
Got our back.
He's all podcast members unite. It's like, damn,
The examples
Joey.
that you're giving me are logical. However, I
It's like
don't want
Voltron.
to
Just,
agree
like,
with
put
you.
their hands together. Was it like Wonder Twins?
Yeah, Wonder Twin Powers unites.
Where did you get a trident, Joey?
Ronda Rousey had her big debut with
Joey's on a
WWE.
brick.
Oh, that works. That's fine.
Ronda Rousey had her big debut with WWE
noises.
at Elimination Chamber,
Yes.
where she did a contract signing
Yes.
and decided to throw Triple H through a table and then get slapped by Stephanie McMahon. In attendance were some friends.
yeah.
Chizia.
I didn't know Chizia was there.
Yeah,
too.
Chizia's right there.
Nice.
Then we had DC and Cain
Insane
Velasquez
Clown Posse.
in luchador masks.
Nice.
That's funny that you could still tell it's DC.
Because his hand's black? Way to go, racist. Way to go.
Brandon just won the internet.
No, it's because of his hairline.
Because of his dad bod.
Is it because you could see the chicken and cake that he picked up at the snack bar behind him?
Oh, yes. You have that there? Man, I'm hungry. It's fucking around.
There's rumors that basically they're saying that obviously her first big feud is going to be with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, a whole in WWE sort of thing.
Yeah, well, that's
and that's
safe.
the
That's
way
safe.
that they should be promoting her.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they're trying to push Stephanie McMahon and Ronda Rousey as the same feud that they had back in the day with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold, where it kind of, you don't involve her with other wrestlers because that would be disrespectful and that would kind of be pushing the narrative a little too far, that they need to keep it safe for a little while.
That makes sense to me.
Do you think that's kind of a good place for her to be
Yeah,
in the company?
I don't
or would
mind-
you rather see her get
No,
thrown?
I don't mind watching her and Stephanie McMahon go at it. I mean, on WWE.
However you want to word that, Joey. However you want to word
odd.
that.
I'm not mad about anything.
That same weekend, this picture popped up on Dana White's Instagram. Dana White posted a picture of himself with Mr. Brock Lesnar, just put a smiley face as a thing. And then
King of Trolls.
he was recently followed that up with an interview on SiriusXM where he said there is a very, very, very good chance that Brock Lesnar could come back to the UFC.
He's like One Punch Man. He'll come through. He'll punch somebody, win or lose, get paid a shitload of
Do you
money.
think this is good for the UFC where you got guys like Brock Lesnar who are going to come in and be like, I'm going to fight in UFC. I'm going to go fight in WWE.
Yeah.
Who's going to pay me more? Like, do you think fans will gravitate towards
Yes,
it?
of course they fucking do, and that's why I'm not. Back when the whole Conor McGregor thing with Aldo and all that stuff was when I kind of just signed off. I was like, the purity, the awesomeness of the sport that got me in. I still love MMA. Don't get me wrong, but the awesomeness of the sport
still doing the show.
where it followed where it seemed to follow rankings and it followed matchups that made sense and all this stuff. Where you wanted to see these fighters fight because they seemed like they were on the same level. All that shit went out the window. Now it's about making money and getting paid. We still get to see people fight, which is fun, and it's about the UFC and WME's bottom line. So yeah, they're gonna bring guys in like Brock Lesnar every once in a while to get a cash grab. They got to get the WWE fans back in.
Do you think long term though that's the best idea, or do they need to start actually building stars and going back to the rankings to keep the sport going? Or do you think it's just going to be these one-offs, just like WWE? I mean, they constantly bring in. They had Donald Trump back in the day. They had LeVar Ball come in. They had they always had the celebrities just kind of randomly do stuff.
Spectacle.
I just think as long as you can stay healthy and clean, and you don't affect the real sports schedule, I don't have a problem with any of it. But if at any point your side action starts messing with my UFC shit, that's when I'm upset. You know,
just understandable.
Is that when Cain Velasquez should just stay bedridden once his fight's announced?
No, but I'm just
don't even walk down the
we
stairs.
would love
It's like
to have
the
Cain back in
NFL.
the UFC, but he's injured constantly.
Yeah,
He's getting older, which is not going to make it any better.
No, he's Mr. Glass.
Yeah, like the NFL. The NFL actually, you get paid a little extra in some of these contracts to not do stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but it's so
aren't they paying Donald Cerrone extra to make sure that he
not
doesn't
ride
bull
bulls?
ride and
No,
he
but
doesn't
he
go
still says.
wakeboarding?
Yeah.
Right after he signed that thing, didn't he get in a plane and do 6 Gs or something?
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, to
That's
where
not
he
riding a
passed
bull.
out.
That's not riding a bull. You got to find ways around it, man.
You guys
You
can
show
put
me a
this in your
bull.
checklist, Lit.
You show me a bull that can hit 6 Gs. First off,
I'll show you a bull that cost 6 Gs though,
I believe
probably
that.
more
I believe that.
for a straw of that bull.
The UFC is going to Chile for the first time ever. They will have an event in Santiago. Diego Rivas is a Chilean UFC star. He was off of
Chilean like villain.
He was off of the Ultimate Fighter Latin America. He will be making having a fight there, so it's pretty cool. UFC going to another country. I mean, at what point do they stop?
Never.
When are we going to see UFC in Antarctica?
That would be fucking awesome.
For the Penguins, there's
have a-
nobody like watching.
They have a bar
the
there.
one little science camp that's
Yeah.
out
Need
there.
that place from Watchmen there in Antarctica. They can fight in that. That'd be
They have
awesome.
a bar there. They have a handful of scientists there.
Yeah.
You know, it works.
Apparently, they found like a whole new land of fucking penguins down there.
Perfect. We were short on penguins.
We got to have more Penguins.
Yeah.
Brandon Schaub is getting his own show on Showtime
All right.
called Below the Belt.
Oh, I was hoping it was going to be called Shop Time.
No, think about it,
I'll
man.
move that down.
Think that's a perfect place for Schaub.
Well, it's
Below the
actually
Belt?
not. It's not actually on Showtime. It's just put on by
And he ain't no
Showtime.
whistling Dixie.
It's not.
It's on YouTube and Facebook.
It's a Showtime show on YouTube and Facebook?
Correct.
Okay.
It will be a show basically about whatever's new in combat sports and pop culture.
Hi, Benny Schaub.
He will be interviewing fighters. This is why he doesn't like us.
This is why.
I don't care. I'm honestly more afraid of Brian Callen than I am of Brandon Schaub.
Will you watch Brandon Schaub's show?
I don't watch anything, so no.
Check it out on YouTube.
I haven't fucking watched TV in 2 weeks.
Why?
I don't know. It just happened, man.
No, and the reason I like Rogan's show when Schaub's on it is because Rogan
Can reel him in?
harps on his ass.
Yeah, that's true too.
And he's like,
you should have
"What
retired,
did you
bro.
just say?
I didn't
What
want
did
you
you
to
just say?"
die. I want you to retire. You're not a good heavyweight. Remember that whole thing?
Oh, yeah. No, I totally remember that.
So speaking of John Fitch a little bit earlier, some former World Series of Fighting welterweight star. So it's either John Fitch, Rousimar Polares, or Steve Carl. Remember Steve Carl? You guys remember Steve Carl? No, nobody fucking remembers Steve Carl. He was the first ever welterweight champion for World Series of Fighting. Somebody hawked their belt at a pawn shop in Vegas. And this fan, who calls himself Oscar the Grouch, bought it for $200, and so he is now the current reigning and defending World Series of Fighting welterweight/overweight champion. And because he bought the belt for $200, and he has his own
Oh,
Twitter
so
set up.
he bought it for $200?
He bought it for $200.
That means they hawked it for like 60.
Yeah. So he bought it for $200, and the only tweet he has on his entire Twitter is, "What's up, John Fitch?"
Come at me, bro.
I'm a huge fan of this guy. I want to follow him now. I would pay $200 to be the reigning fucking undisputed welterweight champion.
He's got to be able to sing at least 2 Sesame Street songs if he's calling himself Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch Avila.
Or can he just count like the count?
Yeah, that's the count.
So
Follow along, Joey.
You
How
just said
long-
song. You just said song.
How
You didn't say
long-
Oscar the Grouch song. You just said song.
how long before we can find a PFL belt and a pawn shop coming to you?
That's Kermit.
I just,
And that's
you
not
just
even
said
Muppets.
You just said Sesame Street.
That's the Muppets.
He crosses over. we find a belt at a pawn shop. I don't know.
PFL belt. How long before we see a PFL belt in a pawn shop?
The second they come to the West Coast.
Who do you think hawked their belt?
Fitch.
You think it was Fitch?
I
Now
think
he
it was
moved over to Bellator? He's
I
like,
think
fuck,
it
I don't
was
need
Fitch.
this anymore.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
I'm
it
going
was
to
Fitch.
Bellator.
Yeah. I think he finds himself. I'm not saying he's in Vegas a lot, but he's close enough to
What if-
Vegas, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm going to Bellator." So yeah,
What if it was nobody's belt? What if it was a belt that they were going to have for one of their fights that they never
like
had?
a replica belt. Oh, okay. Like,
And so they
you mean
just
like
sold
UFC
it.
5 or the one that just happened, the interim belt that nobody got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they had a belt made and it was like, man, we never had that fight. Well, just sell
John
it.
Fitch technically retired as the. I mean, I guess unless they were going to put him in a fight and they didn't announce it.
Where did Ben Askren fight? One, right?
He fought in one.
Okay.
Yeah. He's keeping all his belts. And the biggest news to come out of last week or this week that we just had, Jon Jones had his hearing with the California State Athletic Commission. Now, remind you, he still has to go in front of the USADA board.
It did not go well, man.
Did not go well at all. His only defense was, I don't know how it got in my system. It was in my system, but I don't know how it got there. You guys got to believe me.
And there's fucking Shaggy's music playing in the background. It wasn't me. There was cocaine on the counter.
said, this situation is really, really crappy. I don't understand how any of this happened or how it got into my system. Imagine being me. I have no clue how this happened. I'm just trying to figure it out like everyone else. His whole defense was, I don't know how it happened. Possibly somebody sabotaged me.
You said Shaggy. I went to Scooby Doo.
But yeah, it did not go well. In fact,
Zoinks!
when he was asked to make a statement, he said he was like, "How's it going, guys? I'm here to make a statement." And they're like, "Okay, we need you to put you under oath and swear you in." He was like, looking at his lawyer, like, "What? Like I have to under oath?
Like for realsies?
Okay,
I got to
guess."
swear to God's.
Swear to God.
Puts his hand up, goes under oath. There was a lot of interesting things that happened with this thing. It was 3 hours long, first of all.
Wow.
Which I sat through all of, took notes and watched this whole thing. Some interesting things. We have this guy, this lady, who basically pushed everything on Jon Jones, brought up all of his past about wrapping his Bentley around a tree that apparently was gifted to him by the UFC, which I did not know.
Wow.
And then he said, well, it wasn't a gift, it was compensation for one of my fights, but beyond that, yeah, I did that.
Oh, right there. The IRS is all.
Really?
Weird.
Yeah, he didn't do himself any favors. This is Martha Shen Enriquez, who basically just harped on everything that he has done wrong and got him to openly admit that he forged his USADA documents.
He didn't.
Oh, excuse me, his management did.
There you go.
Can you forge your own documents?
He basically said, he told them that when they asked, they said, as part of USADA, you're required to complete an online educational class. Is that correct? He goes, I guess. I'm going to be open and honest with you guys. I never did that. She said, seriously? Because in 2015 and in 16, you certified that you did. Now you're saying you didn't? He said, that's correct. My management did it for me, and I'm just going to be super open and honest, but they forged my signatures and took the classes for me.
And that's when the IRS guy looked at the USADA guy and went,
Yeah.
So if you're USADA, who's going to have your hearing coming up, that might be something to bring up.
yeah.
But he wants to play innocent.
Bentley, forgery. Continue, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, continue. Absolutely insane. The stuff that he's admitting. He admitted that she asked him, well, what about when you tested positive before and you had to list all of your supplements? You made us a list. They started going through it. When they decided to test the B sample, you also went, oh, yeah, there's also these other 10 supplements that I forgot to list.
That I looked up that might have that in it.
Might be in there.
Not doing himself
And
any
I smoked a
favors.
bunch of weed. Just kidding. He didn't.
Basically,
I ate 6 kangaroos,
yeah, they were all huge.
2 buffaloes, a
He
horse.
also...
Me and Overeem, we ate a horse together.
They brought up his hit and run incident where he basically dropped in this thing that he paid out over $1 million in a settlement.
But tell him how it happened to him.
It was I got into a hit and run.
He got into, not that he caused one.
Not that he caused a hit and run.
That he was the one
That it
who
was just-
did the hit and run.
it just happened.
Yeah,
I got into a hit and run.
and not that he disappeared for over 24 hours, so he couldn't be tested for anything.
But there he was minding his own
just
business,
happened.
and
Just
a hit
happened.
and run happened.
It happened. I hate when that happens, man.
Yeah.
So basically, then we had this guy, this old guy that was on the panel. I don't understand. Who basically starts off his statement with, I didn't bring my hearing aids today to the hearing, so I didn't hear everything that y'all were saying or what questions were being asked.
Just in your sentence right there, hearing
He's in there.
happens 4 times.
If you're going to a hearing, don't
You
think you bring
had
your hearing
one
aid?
job, man. You
Just
had
to
one
hear.
job.
But he
You're
wanted to
here-
make sure.
You are here to hear this
At a hearing.
at a hearing.
You had one job.
He wanted to make sure that everybody knew that to be a positive role model, you need to make sure you do know who Stephen A. Smith is. For some reason, this old guy brought it up like 5 times. He just kept saying, do you know who Stephen... I know some of y'all might know who Stephen A. Smith is, but I'm saying he is a African-American person who's in the sports community that you might want to talk to. He's helped other people out with their image. And, you know, Stephen A. Smith, he's on ESPN. I don't know if you know who he is, but Stephen A. Smith, he's a guy that, you know, might help you with your image.
This is a guy who's looking for a shout-out from Stephen A. Smith. That's all.
I wonder if this was Stephen A. Smith's grandpa.
No, I think Stephen A. Smith called him and he's like, hey, bro, you think you can name drop for me?
Have Jon Jones call me.
Have him call me.
We need to hang out more. He hasn't been answering my calls.
Yeah. Don't wear your hearing aids.
Just
say my name.
Just say my name. And then, so basically, Andy Foster, he came forward and he said that, well, he does believe Jon Jones because it would be stupid for Jon Jones to do this, which was Jon Jones' whole case. Guys, it'd be stupid if I did this, so I obviously didn't do this. And he also said specifically,
no, it would be stupid.
For Jon Jones, it'd be stupid if he did that.
Listen, so it would be stupid to do a hit and run. So that means he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. He said, yeah, well, my
Chewbacca defense.
While my past has been reckless, I'm not a bad guy. I can't look myself
The
in the
Wookiee
mirror.
lives on Endor.
And he will never admit to being a cheater. Those are his exact words. I will never admit to being a cheater. Because he even said this too, out of anyone in the UFC, have been the one most against PEDs.
Right.
Even though you've been popped twice now?
Yeah, right.
I mean, nobody wants to talk to Mark Hunt, who has a lawsuit against the UFC for PEDs, where he got in the lawsuit with Brock Lesnar. Or what about George St. Pierre, who said, I got to walk away from the sport?
I'm against a lot of stuff that I do.
Because there's
but I do
PEDs.
it.
There's even a couple things, if people did to me what I do, I'd be upset.
Oh, yeah. Anal?
So, Howard Jacobs, Jon Jones' lawyer, basically said we're not contesting the positive test.
Take the webcam down, dude.
And that we just don't know how it happened. We don't know how it is. So they did hit him with a $205,000 fine.
That's insane, but...
And revoked his license. So... when a suspension happens, which the lady previously said, when a suspension happens, when the time is up, well, they can make the suspension longer. When the time is up, they're immediately given back their license, no questions. When the license is revoked, it is for 1 year. But they have to come back and reapply, and they have the opportunity to say, no, we still don't believe you. There was a guy that was asking him, what have you done to better your life? What have you done to better your judgment? Because obviously you have lapses in judgment.
He went to it.
And he said...
Tim Robbins seminar?
He basically shrugged his shoulders and goes, well, I've done a lot. But what have you done? Can you name something specifically? And he's like, I'm just trying to better myself. How? Nothing. Gave nothing.
By being better? How? By bettering myself.
By bettering
I'm gonna
myself.
be myself. And I'm trying to be better. I'm bettering myself.
And again, the lady mentioned previously told him you might want to get new management because obviously if your management is forging your documents and you're okay with that and helping you along, kind of just do whatever and have no amount of responsibility
or control over what you're doing.
Especially when you come back to get a new license, you might want to have a new manager.
Just food for thought there, John.
But before the decision,
did you really think they weren't going to get you, John? Did you really think they weren't going to get you, John? They're just going to let you do PEDs, John?
Before he shows back up and applies
the
for his
decision
license. Same manager. Oh, interesting.
Did you fill this out yourself, or did your manager fill this out for you?
I would never have anybody fill something out for me. That would be stupid. I don't do stupid things.
He also, for some reason, this is a public forum. So they opened it up at the end. So they said, "What's the motion? The motion is $205,000. The motion is revocation of license." Does anybody in the audience, anybody in the public, want to say anything? Giovanni here steps up like the man he is and says, my name's Giovanni. I'm a big fan of the sport. Nobody paid me to be here or anything, but I just think that it should be a monetary punishment and not a license thing. That's just from everything that I've heard and as a fan of the sport."
So
Who the fuck are you, bro? Who the fuck are you?
He's Giovanni.
No, listen.
He's a big fan of the sport.
So he's got a nice UFC, what is this, like Fight Club lanyard, so you know he's a legit fan. Because at one point he paid a membership to get tickets early.
Right. And so like I was telling Dodge, I think what it is he knows how these hearings go. And he told his buddy at the bar, he's like, hey, at the end of these hearings, they say this spiel where they're like, does anybody have anything to say? I'm going to get in on the hearing. So I was like, my ass, he's on $500. So Giovanni waited, and he's like, I know they're going to say it. They do it at every hearing. Does anybody have anything to say? Well, I do.
Like I said, this is like when the minister says, if there's any reason these two people shouldn't be married, speak now.
Or
You're not
forever
supposed to
hold
fucking
your
speak.
Unless you want to be Giovanni.
Unless you want to be Giovanni.
I bet Giovanni's a lot of fun at weddings.
So Jon Jones goes through the whole thing, gets fined, gets his license revoked, then tweets that he would like to thank the California State Athletic Commission for taking the time to go over his case. He'd also like to thank Andy Foster for believing in him.
This is when you tell the cop that just wrote your ticket, thank you.
Thank you. Right? Thanks. You're just doing your job, buddy. Good job.
Have a nice day.
Asshole.
Miesha Tate recently went on her show on SiriusXM and said, the thing is, I don't really care at this point if he comes back because I've lost the motivation and interest, and the faith I had in Jon Jones is lost. Maybe 3 or 4
said
years.
that?
This is Miesha Tate.
Why do they fucking ask Miesha Tate, who is never going to fight him anyway, if she cares if he comes back?
No. They were
she
asking
was-
a lot of different fighters.
She
like,
was just saying.
her response
She can
was
have
this.
a fucking opinion,
It was
you
on her
dick.
own show, just like we have our opinion on our show.
Jesus Christ.
Is it because she's having a baby, you're upset that it's not yours? That you're just against her now? Is that what it is?
Says you.
She basically says, I don't care.
Comes in here all hangry.
I don't care. I'm over it. I'm done with it. There was other fighters that are like, oh man,
Being
it sucks
short
for
with
John.
people.
There was Ben Askren tweeted basically when they said, I'm the most.
You're an asshole.
I'm the most against PEDs. Ben Askren was like, that's not true. Like, we know somebody else that might be against PEDs. And she's like, I don't want to have her hear a sob story. I feel sorry for him at first. So he tweets back at her, it's okay, Miesha. I don't quit when things get tough. I get stronger. You just wait and see. Maybe you'll even find some motivation in it. It sucks I lost you as a fan. Happy retirement. A little salty?
He's always been
Little
salty,
salty?
though. He's always been salty.
And the more I think about this, is somebody told him to do that.
No, I don't think so. I think he's that stupid.
No, I think somebody forged that tweet.
Look at all of his past.
Somebody forged
He's
that
pretty stupid. Look at him.
He's not. He doesn't do stupid things. That's not him.
But he is reckless. So this is reckless. Miesha Tate might come down and beat him up with her pregnant strength. Who knows?
That's 2-on-1. You can't do that.
Just to bring something into the whole mix.
Did you just say 2-on-1 Tate?
There was a there was a case with Nasser Yadava, who was a wrestler who tested positive for multiple things and got busted by USADA. He actually was able to basically persuade them in saying that he was ingested it by sabotage. This is something Jon Jones has alluded to, that it's a possibility somebody put something in his drink, but he doesn't know. He can't prove it, so he's not going to mention it, but I just mentioned it, sort of thing. This guy's case was overturned when they basically said, well, you don't have any evidence that somebody sabotaged your drink, so it's still on you. This is the same thing I think is going to happen to Jon Jones.
Yeah.
Especially with USADA going, wait a minute, you forged all those fucking documents we gave you to sign? You didn't take the education class that we gave every fighter in the UFC? Yeah, fuck you, dude. 4 years.
4 years.
4 years. And then you have to apply for your license in California again, maybe.
He's fighting in November.
No, not until Dana comes out and says, Jon Jones is not fighting this year.
Not fighting this year.
Then he'll fight in November.
Then you know.
I don't know. What do you think? Jon Jones, 4-year ban? Do you think that USADA's going to come down on him hard, especially with all these things that he came out and said that probably shouldn't have been said? Even his lawyer was like, God damn
So
it,
we're
writing
already-
notes like I got to fucking battle this shit
We're
now.
already 18 months into it or 16? Mm-hmm. 18
I
months?
think I leave 18 months.
I think maybe they say another 2 years. Tops, if everybody comes down.
You saying time served?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to get time served 100%. It's going to be 4 years from the verdict of USADA. He's going to get time served. But I still think, I don't think he's going to fight this year. Is like this. There's some speculation online that his management is the one who said it. He's going to fight this year.
His management's also the one who forged the documents, so they could be saying anything.
No.
They forged. Yeah, he's going to fight in 2 years. He's going to fight in 1 year. No, he's going to fight this month.
Imagine, Jesus, can you imagine the buildup for him though? If he has another 2 years to serve, and then he finally gets to come back.
Does the sport pass him by?
No.
No, and what kills me is
DC comes. DC comes in, beats Stipe, which I don't think is going to happen personally. We can get to that as we get closer to that fight. Beats Stipe personally, wins the belts, decides to retire.
Yeah.
Jon Jones comes back and runs the division again.
Yeah.
Right.
Who else is in the division right now?
But you're talking
But
2 years.
years,
from
we
now.
got a lot of people
Yeah,
that can come
there's-
forward.
Yeah.
Look at Nagano, kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No,
And
I
I mean,
think-
give that guy another 12 months at the performance
Yeah,
center.
they're going to build
As
up
long
his
as he works on
return.
cardio.
It's gonna be like a 6 month
He's so big, they could literally implant an oxygen tank in that body. He's enormous, dude.
Which apparently is a service at the Institute, at the UFC Institute.
What? Inserting
They,
oxygen?
oxygen. I mean, they're state of the art there. I don't know if you noticed this. They have treadmills under fucking water.
You can do that?
They have sleep pods that freak Nick Diaz out.
Is this a nap pod or a conversation pod?
I'm scared of the dark. Leave the door open. No, was it Kelly? Remember Kelly said they had to leave the door open just a
Just a
little
little
bit?
crack? Yeah.
Yeah, she said it was weird. UFC on Fox happened over the weekend.
Yes, it did, and we kicked off your prelim on the Fight Pass with Manny Bermudez getting a guillotine over Albert Morales, and Alex Perez got a unanimous decision over Eric Shelton. Rani Yahya submitted Russell Doan with a arm triangle choke, Doan.
And then I think Ronnie Yahya called out Uriah Faber.
That's weird. What year is it?
He's retired, bro.
No, Faber said he would come back for,
Of course he
for
would.
money.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? Smiling Sam Alvey gets a win with a KO, vicious KO in the first round.
Calls out Gian Vellante. I like that fight.
Cool. Over Marcin Pacino. Jumping
I feel
on.
bad for that guy. The guy he knocked out. You see him trying to recover? He's like, no. And you know me, I'm all, let him fight.
Let him fight. He's not dead.
He's getting
He's still making sounds with his mouth. They're not words, but he's doing something.
I heard gurgles. Let him go.
Yeah. He said, oh.
Jumping on to the prelims here. This was Alan Chabon taking on Big Ben Saunders, and Ben Saunders went down.
Yeah, man.
With the big KO. Angela Hill gets unanimous decision over Mariana Moroz, and then you have Mariana Renault get a submission triangle choke over Sarah McMahon.
Where does Sarah
Team
McMahon go from here?
Strongboard. Team Strongboard.
Invicta.
Back? You think she goes to Invicta?
Yeah.
All right.
Invicta. They need people.
True.
You know, Brian Kelleher gets a unanimous decision over Hannah Morale. God, man, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. Do you think he gets cut in
Hannah
the next
Morale?
week or two?
Yes, go back to Brazil and fight. Although he said he moved over to American Top Team now and his whole camp's changed. Obviously not. You still lost.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the weight on. That's good.
I bet he goes to Invicta too. Max Griffin gets a unanimous decision over Mike Perry. Damn.
Yeah.
And then you had Colby Covington talk a bunch of shit, basically saying that you shouldn't have your girlfriend corner you.
Well, some of the stuff.
That's right.
And I'm not getting behind Colby Covington, but some of the stuff she was screaming is just like not corner person stuff, it's fan stuff. Fucking kill him!
That's helpful.
I
Yeah.
mean,
or like we had Trace in here saying, it's like, you know what I like is when people are like, fucking knock him out. It's like, man, I never thought of that before.
oh shit.
No fucking way. No way. Knock him out.
Could you imagine yelling at like a chess match? Fucking get a checkmate. No shit. What do you think I'm trying to do?
King to Rook, motherfucker. Come on. King to Rook.
Yeah, Latifi gets a submission over Owen St. Preux.
Man.
Did not see that coming
Did not see that
at
coming.
all. I didn't realize how big Latifi was.
Yeah, he's a good sized guy.
Jessica Andrange gets
How
a
does he
unanimous
not
decision.
pop?
I seriously, like looking at that fight, I'm like, I did not
Nowitzki's
realize
all-
how big he would.
Gotta test that guy again.
No, that's the thing. Is it like
Hey,
he
the
looked like
snitch hasn't got nobody this week, huh?
this
this
week?
week.
He looked like remember when Thiago Alves was like popping out of his own skin?
Yeah.
That's what Latifi reminded me of in this fight. I'm not saying he's on anything. I'm just saying he looked fucking massive. Andrange gets a unanimous decision over Tisha Torres.
Dominated Tisha Torres, man. Bell to bell dominated her.
Well, she lost a round apparently.
Don't say nothing about Tisha Torres.
I don't know.
According to 3 judges, she lost a round.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, she did. She lost.
And then Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens gets a big KO over Josh.
But not without some controversy.
Yeah.
There
okay.
was the knee that allegedly landed. It wasn't an illegal knee.
It was an air knee.
It was an illegal knee thrown for sure. I mean, if his knees are on the ground, you are a grounded opponent, no matter if you're on the new rules or the old rules.
Right.
If your knees are on the ground, you are a grounded opponent. Where it switches is in the new rules, you have to have both hands palm down or fist down to be grounded. Whereas the old rules, you could just do one finger.
Yeah.
You just do one finger. But if you're on your knees, old or new rules, you're grounded.
Right. But it was a whiff. It didn't even hit him.
They're saying they don't. That's the thing.
They're trying to say on the comeback.
They're trying to watch it back over and over again. That basically they're saying that it whiffed over his head. It was a legal knee thrown. I mean, we all have to agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Being thrown.
Which
But did
happens.
But did it land? I don't know. It looks
No.
like it barely, maybe, possibly grazes the top of his head.
And even though a lot of people are saying, well, that's what knocked him silly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'd agree. Like, if they had to continue to fight, get him for a point. but I don't think it's what caused the knockout.
It's going to be a long. If they appeal, which Emmett's saying he's going to try, it's going to be really hard, I think, to get the appeal, just because the ref didn't stop the fight at the time. At that, so I don't know.
I was in Vegas. I was trying to figure out why I did not recognize any of these fights. And now I remember I was in Vegas. Didn't see shit.
Oh, there you go. And then we have Bellator going on tonight.
Yep, going on tonight. This is not round 2 of the Grand Prix. That was last week.
No.
So you do have Juan Archuleta fighting William Jopin. Christina Williams fighting Emily Ducote. Joe Warren taking on Joe Tamagalo. Yeah.
Tamangelo.
Sure, Tamangelo.
Timangelo.
That's Arangelo
Lamangelo's brother. Yeah, I remember those guys. Darian Caldwell and Leandro Higo. You know, my dad tried to pass that off to me as a real story that happened in his hospital.
That's for the bantamweight title, by the way.
Pisses me off to this day, man.
Did you not tell him that's your story?
Where do you think I got it from, man? And then I've heard it from so many other people. This story's as old as time.
I know.
It's not even a real thing.
Yeah.
My dad,
It's like horses with wings.
Man.
UFC 222 going down on Saturday.
Vegas side. Yep, 222 going down tomorrow night, happening from Las Vegas.
I also like that when we talked about the Amazon story, it's already got 3 stars because people are like, don't buy this card, it's bullshit. They had to put it together last minute. Some guy's like, I fucking am not getting discounts. Like, it's like they're already
serious?
they're already dropping the ranking on it.
Why are they so mad?
Because it's the fucking internet.
Because
They're
it's
mad
the
about
internet and
everything.
Amazon. They're mad about everything.
They are. They want to.
I just think it's funny that they can rate it and it's just like already hasn't even come out yet.
Hasn't happened yet. It's got 3 stars.
UFC wants to take your AR-15s. Fuck that.
Fucking internet wants everything for free and a dick sucking from it as well. At
No.
Same time.
the same time.
They're not for porn, my friend.
The internet is for porn.
It's
There's a whole song
the
about
whole reason the internet was invented was for porn.
No, it was for research study.
No, but it didn't take off until porn was put on it.
Okay.
Some dude figured out how to scan some pictures. There's a whole movie on it with David Schwimmer, I think.
And then you had to sit there and wait for
Yeah.
like 30 minutes. You're like,
To pixelate. Oh yeah.
And then
Almost
Al
see a
Gore
boob.
was like,
Almost see a boob.
I'm going to make the internet. And then it was.
It was. All right, so UFC 222 kicks off with the prelims with Jordan Johnson taking on Adam Milstead. Brian Tate, no, not Brian Tate anymore. Brian Caraway taking on Cody Stab. He's going to be fucking mad in this fight.
Yeah,
Well,
that was another good quote. Is like they didn't understand the whole beef between Jon Jones and Miesha Tate because they were like, the only bad thing that Miesha Tate's ever had in her is Brian Caraway. That's a bad joke.
He's going to be so mad coming in. He's going to picture that baby daddy the whole time he's fighting Cody Stammen.
He also released some sort of statement where he said, you know, we were young, mistakes were made. That means you got cheated on. I'm just saying that's my interpretation.
You think he got cheated on?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I wish I had my sound card because right now it's be.
Mike Pyle taking on Zach Otto, and that wraps up your. Is that Fight Pass?
That is Fight Pass.
Then we move on to Fox Sports 1 with CB Dalloway, who's still fighting, taking on Hector Lombard, who is also still fighting.
Jesus.
What year is this?
Hector Lombard's huge.
Yeah. I don't even know who to take in that fight.
I don't either.
The Grim Reaper?
John Dodson's fighting again?
Dodson.
Yeah.
We got Dodson taking
How
on.
many fights did he fight this year?
I don't know.
It's fucking March.
If a Dodson could
Zero.
fight, how many fights would a Dodson fight? If a Dodson could fight, Dodson fight?
Yes. I'm taking Pedro Munoz in that fight, by the way. Why not? Benel
Because it's not on his official picks. Did you turn in your picks this week?
I did. I made sure to do that. Benel Dariush is taking on Alexander Hamilton, and then Ashley Yoder
Yeah.
is nobody caught the Hamilton. All right,
I got it. Alexander Hernandez, yes.
Yeah, Ashley Yoder is going to be taking on Mackenzie Dern, who we got to interview this week. Actually, yesterday. Right?
Yesterday. Very nice girl.
Yeah. So, and the interview was awesome. She was
Yeah.
like firing on all cylinders. There was no delay. It was awesome. It was great.
Both of these girls this morning were overweight.
But they made weight.
They did make weight, but Mackenzie Dern 1 hour prior was 1 pound over, and I believe Yoder was 1.5 pounds, if not a half pound over, and got an hour to lose that.
Really?
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I'm thinking
Mackenzie Dern is talking.
this 115 that is rough for these women.
Well, Mackenzie Dern, who has fought most of her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu career, we actually touched on this in the interview, at 127 in most of her Jiu-Jitsu tournaments. We asked her why she didn't go into the new featherweight. Flyweight.
Same-day weigh-ins.
Why she didn't go down, or why is she going all the way down to strawweight? And she says basically that in jiu-jitsu tournaments it was a same-day weigh-in. So
Right.
if she did a same-day weigh-in, she didn't have time to lose that weight, so she just fought at her
Which
comfortable,
again,
natural.
why aren't we
weight.
doing same day weigh-ins? I don't understand this.
Why aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know. Trey has tried to tell us that you're still going to end up with guys Instead of trying to regain that weight, that they're going to go in there dehydrated and fight dehydrated.
Well,
Yeah,
that's their own
it's
stupidity.
pretty scary.
I don't know. I mean, they do same day weigh-ins in wrestling. They do same day weigh-ins in jiu-jitsu. Why can't we do it in fighting?
Because you don't
understand.
strike. I think that's the big thing.
I think
Because it's
yeah.
striking, and they want you to be.
You want to have as much water in your
Water.
brain when you get punched so that it cushions it.
Okay.
Make sense?
I mean, that's kind of logical, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the reason.
Sometimes I throw out logic. People don't believe it.
I don't know.
Steven.
I don't know if about science to believe that, but I'm going to believe you anyway.
That's how Josh feels arguing with me.
Stevenson.
You're so retarded.
So that is your main event on your Fox Sports 1
Let's see
prelims
what
card.
Mackenzie Dern can do, man. I'm excited about
Yeah,
that. We've been
excited.
following her for a while. I can't wait to see what she can do.
Is it going to be that bad if she loses?
No, I don't
No?
think it's that big a deal. She's 5-0.
Yeah.
She's got a long career ahead of her.
It'd be a drawing board, you know. Okay,
Okay.
well, what did we do wrong? Let's go.
The
figure
only
it out.
thing that I said, and I mentioned this in the interview again, and you can listen to her response. My concern was putting her right away as the main card of a Fox Sports prelim. To me, is pushing.
So she's first string, second string.
I feel like she's getting a big push because
Well,
of who she is.
she's the main event of a free card.
Yeah, main
you know,
event
essentially.
of not of a non-free card. This is a pay-per-view
No,
card.
but
No,
yeah,
but
of the free card.
but
Yeah.
she's on the free channel.
So that's the thing. She's the main event there. I think they're pushing her a little bit too soon. Like, I feel the UFC's done. They've done this with Paige. They've obviously done this with Sage, and having that sort of thing where they push them immediately at the main card. And they do okay, and then they kind of start to slump. Their star power goes down unless you get a guy that kind of slowly works their way up the ranks. And then,
But I
they're-
mean,
you know what I mean?
we're gonna get into Sean O'Malley's already on the main
Yeah, I
card.
know, and that's the thing is I think maybe they should have started her off a little slower and have her work. I have no problems with the opponent. I think the opponent is great. Someone who has a similar record to hers was Styles make fights. She's a Golden Gloves boxing champion. So I like the matchup. I just think maybe let the star rise a little bit more before they put her as a main event.
But is the girl she's fighting, isn't her UFC debut as well?
I don't believe so.
Really?
I could be wrong. We'll find out real quick.
Let's find out real quick. Let's go to the books.
No, she had 2 fights before that. Justine
fights
Kidd
in the UFC.
and Angela Hill.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I'm on your side then.
On the side. All right.
I thought it was her debut, in which case I was like, well, fuck it, it's both their debut as the main event. of
Yeah.
that. So, moving on from there to your pay per view, UFC 222. Kat Zingano kicks off the night up against Ketlin Vieira. You have Stefan Struve going up against Andrei Arlovsky. This is a scary fight for both these guys, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Whoever loses this should really consider hanging them up. Like
Andrei Arlovsky thinks this is his push back to the heavyweight title.
No.
I know Struve is tall, but I think he weighed in at 266.
What? He made weight. Can't be 266.
I
could
don't
he?
know.
Are you technically it's on the title fight, so you could allow 1 pound, right?
Yeah, so 265 is the line, right?
Well, he's 6'11". I mean, that's gonna.
But 266.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
height.
I wonder if this is going to be like one of the heaviest we've seen him.
That's
Yeah,
why. It's, that's
it
why
sounds
it's so,
like it.
That's why it's so confusing as to why I'm so heavy because I'm short.
As we've said multiple
Yeah,
times.
exactly.
Tell how short you are from up here.
He's on a strong board. Don't let him bullshit you.
You're closer to the earth, so there's more gravity.
More gravity. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Oh, right. Science.
Science. And then Sean O'Malley is taking on Andre Sukham Hathi. Yeah. Sukham.
See, that's exactly what's going to happen. Arlovsky's going down. Somebody's going to be like, hey, dude,
Can you defend yourself?
Foreign
don't talk
objects.
about his chin.
He can go.
Don't talk about his chin.
That's bullshit,
I'm
man.
gonna let it go.
That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit.
He's totally ready to fight.
And then the
So yeah, here's another guy who again was a contender, UFC Dana White Contender Series guy who won his thing, and now he's already in the main card.
is that Andre?
No, Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley.
You ever want to fight? You ever want to fight on weed?
And we got Frankie Edgar, who was going to be the main event in this. However, Max Holloway had to pull out due to injury. Is now going to be fighting
Never pull out.
Never pull out.
Oh,
Brian,
dude, in the UFC, people's pull-out game is strong.
No.
Brian T-City Ortega. That's going to be a tough one. Frankie Edgar's tenacity is going to be something Brian Ortega has never faced before. But damn.
Frankie Edgar is also gas tank.
Yeah.
How many times has Edgar
And
been submitted?
The fact that he's a pretty crafty veteran. He's been around the sport
If
for a while.
Ortega, I think I took Edgar in this, but if Ortega submits him, that's going to be huge.
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 I took T-City in this one.
You took T-City?
I did.
Let's see how many times he's been
How
submitted.
many times has he lost? Never.
He has never. He's only lost by decision.
I'm going to have to change my pick.
Yeah.
What if he submits him?
What if T-City submits him?
Yeah.
If he's never been submitted, I don't think it's going to happen now.
Spoiler, he does. And then jumping into the main event on short notice is Chris Cyborg, your champion, taking on Yana Kuzakaya.
Was it really that short of a notice?
It was like 4 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was 4 weeks. I want to say it was 4 weeks.
You want to say 4 weeks?
I'm going to say 4 weeks. I'm saying 4 weeks.
That's 32 days on a Mayan calendar, my friend.
Are we Mayan? I don't Mayan.
I think it's at February 7th.
February 3rd, Holloway pulled out of the bout.
Woo! It's strong.
February 7th, Chris Cyborg was announced as the replacement.
High five. Come on, give me some. Give me some. That's right. That's right.
All right.
I can count.
Air 5.
But he can't add it. Or tell you where Afghanistan is.
Fuck no. I can't even tell you where certain states are. You want to go with countries now? You out of your fucking
Who you got in
mind?
this fight?
Cyborg.
Do you think the former Invicta champion, Yana Kuzakaya, has a chance to do this?
If she stays away from her, no.
Just runs in circles, Caleb Starnes style?
So yeah, Caleb Starnes. He
Punch
won
once and then run?
He won that fight. There's always a chance, but no, I got Cyborg in this one.
Just this week, when they do like hitting bags and stuff, you could just she's no Holly Holm, and Holly Holm barely stayed alive. And the more I look at it, it's like Joey said, I think Cyborg's kind of, she's like,
Holding back.
She doesn't want to murder anybody yet.
Yeah.
She's going to come out and be the world beater that we know she is soon enough. Maybe this weekend. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. I like your wallpaper, by the way.
Thanks.
Very nice. Very nice.
I made that.
Did you?
Yeah.
You made Brad Pitt?
Yep.
I did not know you made Brad Pitt. Nice. You have good genes. So
Just don't wear them that often.
big thanks for listening. Of course, tell your friends about us. You can find us pretty much anywhere podcasts are broadcast. You can find us on SplitDecisionMMA.com, Split Decision MMA Podcast on Facebook, SD_MMA on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks to our sponsors, Dependable Solutions. If you have a business that takes credit cards and wants a better deal, well then, go get Dependable Solutions. Conor McGregor is not defended in 476 days.
That's accurate today.
Check out Dependable. Check out Dependable
In case y'all
Solutions
think we forgot.
for a better deal. And if you don't
Paying attention.
if you don't take credit cards, hit them up. You could like double your business or even triple it. Who knows?
And
Also,
then take those credit cards and buy one of our shirts.
Yeah,
there
buy
you
one
go.
of our shirts.
You go to
While you're listening
Shirtsicle.
to us on Podbean, Player FM,
Yeah.
in Hiawassee, Georgia.
And or iHeartMedia and radio.
You gotta follow us on iHeartRadio as well. Get a
YouTube.
shirt sickle like this one. The
Subscribe to
Pride
us on
original.
YouTube.
And our
Fight
other,
Night and Chill shirt is doing well.
yeah, is it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And our other sponsor, StrongboardBalance.com. Change the way you work out. Dodge has been on it the entire show. I made it 20 minutes the one time I did. My feet hurt like a mofo. So check out StrongboardBalance.com. Change the way you work out. Get on board StrongboardBalance.com. Aside from that, that's it for the show. Big thanks for listening. Tell your friends once again from the SinCal Studios. It is Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.